so much for staying. It's an amazing day to talk about housing. Now, I'm sure many of you, when that is mentioned, your attention would be piqued, right? Because housing seems to be a problem in Nigeria. We're not just only talking about housing deficiency, because we have statistics that show that millions of Nigerians are suffering that, and then also financing, housing in Nigeria. How easy is that? How accessible is that? And how realistic is that for many of us who desire to own? I'm sure nobody wants to keep staying and paying rent for the rest of their life. Every man's and woman's dream is to own their home eventually. And that's the kind of conversation we'll be having this afternoon. And I am joined by Mr. Egbewale Oyetunde. I hope I pronounced that right. He's the Group Head, Strategy and Risk Management, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I hope I got your name right.
It's okay. Egbewale Oyetunde.
Egbewale Oyetunde. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, sir. And thank you so much for coming. Right. So, housing deficiency is a thing in Nigeria. Is a terrible thing in Nigeria. Let me even emphasize that. I tried to look at the statistics and I saw that as at early 2026, Nigeria's housing deficit is estimated at approximately 14.9 million to 15 million units. Exactly. Why is that so? After so many years, we're still talking of, these numbers.
Exactly. But if you look at it, there's no standard structure and policy concerning housing in Nigeria. Everybody seems to play whatever they like, and there are no support. Where support is supposed to come from, basically from government. Most of the things we see in the market, they are from private individuals and private companies trying to make things happen. The three basic things we are used to in the past: food, clothes, and shelter. But now we've added the fourth one, which is communication. Out of these four criteria, four basic things in life, housing is very, very important.
Yes.
But there's no framework. Government from time to time is trying to put one structure or the other, and it's not adding value. Prices are going up every day. If you look at it from the demand side and supply side, let's take supply side, for example.
Yeah.
The cost of construction is high.
Yes.
Very, very high. You know how much price of cement is 2 years ago, and you know how much
it is right
today.
now.
Everything that we are buying a few years ago, all the prices have gone up. And this is adding to the challenges of accommodation in Nigeria. And you see, that is why you see many people are staying outskirts of major cities. If you go to Abuja, go to Lagos, go to Port Harcourt, you see people, especially the working class, not staying in the main center of the town. They stay around in the neighborhood and come to work every day, which is not supposed to be. Everybody should have access to mortgage. We should be at affordable rates so that they can have accommodation. There's problem of policy. There's a problem of pricing in terms of interest rate. There's so many things across this market sector.
Yeah.
And that's why we're having this challenge. You can see the ratio is very high.
It's really, really high.
Very high.
Yeah. So I mean, you said there is no tangible policy so to speak, and I'm wondering what the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development is there too, because I feel that institution like yours or banks like yours should be working hand in hand with such government organization. I'm shocked, a little shocked to hear that you're saying that there is no definite policy on that.
There's no definite policy because you see government changes from one policy to another from time to time. We have NHF in the past, which have been facing its own challenges. Federal Mortgage Bank is there trying to provide a solution, which is not getting to the masses.
Yes.
So if there's structure that can assist everybody across the value chain to have accommodation, it won't be difficult.
Yeah.
We have few, as big as Nigeria is, we only very few mortgage banks. And commercial banks are not interested in that area. So mortgage banks are not getting support from government. They are just driving it on their own. So those are the challenges. And when they drive things on their own, the product they offer to the market is high.
Extremely high.
So if you are getting support from the government, then market will be liberal for everybody. If minimum wage is 70,000 naira and minimum cost of house is 1 million, how do you expect somebody collecting 70,000
honestly
to buy a house, even if it is 1 bedroom? It's not possible.
Okay.
Those are the challenges.
Okay, let me still harp on something, right? Like, you talked about Abuja, Lagos, and all of that. One thing that acts like I don't know whether it's I get shocked is that a house that you pay, for example, 7 million, 8 million in Abuja, you go to a place like Jos, you go to a place like maybe other states around, and you find that the price is not as much as. Now, you made reference to building materials and all of that. They're sold at a universal price across. So why do we have this issue of high pricing in terms of rent and other things in specific places like Abuja and Lagos, but then you have it a little lower? I mean, it's not the same thing that people are using to build houses.
That's part of what we are saying in terms of policy.
Yeah,
Policy
okay.
support across, even if it is in Sokoto, if it's in anywhere, if it's in Osun, there should be a uniform standard that can assist people to have accommodation. Cost of living in Abuja and Lagos is different from cost of living in Jos or in maybe Agugu, for example. So those things are adding to the cost of accommodation. The kind of income you earn in Sokoto,
Yes,
may not necessarily be the same income you earn in Abuja.
federal civil servants.
No, you are looking at it
because we're going to look at it from the level of civil servants.
You are looking at it from one angle. What about private sectors? What about, we are all Nigerians. We should have standard that can help us to get accommodation. Just like you said, the price of 2-bedroom flat in Abuja shouldn't be too far from what I will get in Kaduna. But that's not the case.
At all, it's not.
So
Totally.
there should be policy from government that should be in place that can drive this. If I am using, sorry to say, a telecom line in Sokoto, it is the same price that I will pay in Abuja. So because there was a policy surrounding that, it's irrespective of where you are, you pay the same amount for charges, isn't it?
Yes.
If that is possible, we should be able to apply that to accommodation or to mortgage in Nigeria.
Right. So recently, right, Minister Ahmed Engiwa recently shifted the conversation from just building new to upgrading the old. You know, what do you think about that particular statement that he made? Not just building houses, but also upgrading the old, so that people will be able to have access, even if it means that is the pathway that we're going to follow in Nigeria.
That is one side on the supply side.
One side. How do you mean by that?
Because if they are able to provide the accommodation, let's look at the buyer. Do
Okay.
they have capacity to avoid whatever price you attach to that house? That's the challenge. So when you are looking at the supply side, you should also consider the demand
The
side.
demand side, yeah. Okay.
That people, do they have purchasing power to be able to avoid this accommodation?
Yeah.
So government should not look at it from one side.
Okay.
It's always demand and supply thing. Such that if I'm making provision for accommodation, take for example a ministry, it should cut across everybody in the ministry
Yeah.
without looking at whether you are a director or
Yeah.
whether so that policy should address, oh, I'm preparing 2 or 3 bedroom flat for the staff of a particular ministry. The cleaner, is she go or he going to be able to avoid that? That's part of the policy we are talking about. So everything is about policy, everything is about us to be able to dissect the economy, to be able to say, okay, what can add value to everybody in the value chain?
Yeah. All right. So what is how does mortgage work in other clients that we see and we ought to emulate, because you are speaking about, the absence of something very definite for us. What's the ideal way that mortgages work before we now, come down to how Nigerians also and your own bank is working towards?
In other client, mortgage is part of the system. And you obtain it at a very minimal single digit. Even when you talk of single digit, low single digit.
Oh, wow.
To everybody. And the tenor is very long. It could be 25, 30 years.
So that you'll be comfortable repaying.
Comfortable for you to pay. The equity that they can ask you to pay maybe 1% or 2%, maximum 5%.
Wow.
So that you can demonstrate that you have capacity. And you start paying something insignificant out of your income. But in Nigeria, to get mortgage of 15 years, if not because of the new development we have from government now, it's difficult. So when people cannot pay along 25, 30 years, and the tenure is just a short time, it's a challenge. People are being forced to pay. And 55 to 60% of our earnings goes to food and other essentials. So what is left may not even be enough to accommodate renters that you pay on mortgage. So that's why I'm talking of enabling environment whereby there's policy that can assist everybody.
Okay.
So that the stakeholder can provide that policy support. Either government is providing kind of fund where people can afford it, and it will go across everybody in the sector.
All right, interesting. So, the CBN lowered their policy rate to 27% in 2025, and commercial mortgages in Nigeria is still hovering between 25 and 30%. But I read somewhere that your own institution, that's the Infinity Mortgage Bank, highlighted a pathway to single-digit mortgages at 9.5. Am I correct on that? All right. Through the Ministry of Finance, is it Embra product, right?
No, Murphy. That's the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment.
Oh, okay. All right. So in a market where the average house price has climbed up to the least I think you get now is about 70 million and all, how many Nigerians are realistically qualifying for this rate? And what is, how about the missing middle? Because right now we don't seem to have the middle class. It's just the high and the low and all of that. So how does this work?
Well, I even want to commend Murphy for the initiative of bringing that product to the market, and it's really, revealed the challenges we have been facing. If I'm taking a mortgage at 30%, and I'm paying, or normally I'll be paying like 1 million, 1.2 million under that 30 million, under the 30%. But if I'm taking the single digit, which is what I'm paying like 300,000, which is part of the policy I'm talking about. We cannot do it alone without government support. CBN, all those stakeholders, they must come in.
Yeah.
And that is why the single digit is the best for the economy. We can't be taking mortgage and be paying 30%. You mentioned 27%.
Yeah.
The MPR, which is still high. MPR is extremely high. But because of the situation where we were before, and CBN is trying to, address certain issues. That's where in fact, it was even 27.75 before.
Yeah.
Now they brought it down to 27. We hope that it will come down. But that is still far.
Yeah.
Housing should not be more than 10%. Look at what other countries are doing. It should be a single digit lending rate. And that is what government should support. NHF used to be 6% and it was massive. Everybody subscribed to it. But at the stage, there was a challenge.
Yeah.
Now, MREF is coming at 9.75% and people are taking advantage of it. Concerning the low-level income earner, yes, just take whatever you can take. If your capacity cannot take 70 million, go and take house of 20 million, 30 million and be enjoying yourself. As long as you have capacity to pay, that's fine for everybody.
Okay. So, I don't know if you actually answered my question with regards to that 9.5%.
Yes.
You didn't hit.
I did. Before the idea of 9.75%.
Yes.
Rate in the market was 30%.
Yes.
29,
yes.
30%.
All right.
But because of that 9.75%, a lot of people took advantage of it. A lot of people. I know.
Are people still taking advantage of it?
Taking advantage. People are clamoring for it.
Oh, really?
It is very, very wonderful. Yes.
And then how many years do we give people, when...
You can take up to 20 years. Exactly.
Okay, so but what's the niche or what's the plateau of the amounts? If you are, for example, getting it, would you say, okay, any house that is below 70 million, below 16
that product, you
yes.
can only take maximum of 100 million.
100 million.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you can afford 100 million, it's okay.
That's okay. I mean, 100 million houses are good.
20 million, if it is 30 million, the house you want to buy, within that range, we will give it to you.
Wow.
But maximum you can take is 100 million. And it is massive. We are the leader in that sector in Nigeria today. My institution.
How aware are Nigerians about this?
Aware. Within a very short period, I know how much we have disbursed. Within 4 months, we've disbursed
is it recent? Is it?
No, it just started last year.
You just started last year. Oh, amazing, amazing.
And that is what I'm talking about, policy. If we have good policy, people will benefit from it, and it will help the sector very well. I know how much we have disbursed. More than 10 billion we have disbursed within 4 months to a lot of people across the country.
Oh, wow.
Which was not possible prior to that fund. And when that fund came in and people got to know about it, a lot of people, we still have large number of requests.
What sort of people are given? Is it people who are just within Abuja, Lagos
as
access?
long as you have capacity and you're in Nigeria, you can benefit from
Oh, really?
Fantastic.
Oh, this is great. I mean,
Fantastic.
I'm really glad to hear this. So what are the long-term plans for your organization, for example? Seeing that is lacking on the other side, I mean, and government should be the one natural that should take this kind of initiative. Is there any plan to collaborate with government, in any sort of way so that we can make this quite large scale? Because at the end of the day, I feel that you might get overwhelmed at some point in time. I mean, because if people get to hear this, everybody would want. So what's the sustainability plan long term and all of that?
When we have tested it and we have seen the beauty of it, we are discussing the provider so that they can give us additional funds to give to people. And definitely they will do that so that a lot of people can benefit from the product. Fantastic product, and we put structure in place that will not be difficult for anybody to benefit from it. As long as you've met the requirements and you talk to us, talk to my bank, then we will give you the fund. The awareness is there. We are doing it almost every day to help so people to get aware of the product because it is new and we have studied it. We have seen the beauty of it. We have seen how it can help people to have accommodation. So we are doing massive awareness on that.
Is there a target for how probably housing can considerably improve in terms of this?
This definitely will improve that sector.
Yeah, I mean, is there any target? Like, let's say you want to see that maybe towards the end of 2026 or in the next 10 years, so number of housing, blah, blah. Is there anything like that?
The fund has planned to release 1 trillion to the economy.
Wow. Okay.
And they are still on first phase. They have not exhausted the first level, which is 250 billion. So, as long as they are getting the money, you can see that we have fund available. And they are, working towards releasing the fund. So once we exhaust the 1 trillion, I believe they will still bring more fund because that will have been a success story for them.
Wow. All right. So I also read something. I had to quickly do a check on your organization, and I saw that you reported a massive 96% increase in profit after tax in 2025.
Correct.
Okay. And you have committed 20% of your capital to digital transformation.
Exactly.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Looking at the process and where the economy is going, technology is very, very important.
Okay.
And we don't want somebody in Adamawa who want to have access to our product to have challenge.
Okay.
You can just apply from anywhere you are and we'll process your transaction and you get. So that is what we talk about digital transformation. Such that you don't need to come to our office to
from Adamawa, from
anywhere
any
you are,
part of
you
Nigeria.
can access our product. And that's the focus of the bank, which we intend to achieve in 2026.
Are people capitalizing on that? Is that working? We're looking at e-transmission of results, and the internet thing is something that many Nigerians are fighting. Are saying we see POS working, we see banks being operational in different urban areas. How much of a challenge would this be, or have you not considered that?
At least we have some organizations that have tested this, even if they are not bank. You can apply anywhere to Visa, and they can communicate.
Oh yes.
So if that is possible, definitely this is also possible.
All right.
That's possible.
Okay. So with the cost of building blocks and cement up by over 100%, since 2024, how is your bank incentivizing developers to use alternatives? That's probably locally sourced materials. Is there a green discount on interest rates for developers who build solar in integrated and eco-friendly communities? Do you have anything like that?
We have a product called
High Green. Amazing. Tell us about that.
If we are building, it's in 2 ways now, going by your question. Developers that are building structure, they are free to take our High Green to help that structure they are developing at a very affordable rate. You understand? That will help them. That will also help us. Even individual, that you have house and you want to put green features, you can pick that product. This is even very key for some of our other products. We try to build High Green into so many of them, so that people can buy solar lights, solar whatever into their property.
Okay. Well, I feel it's a great initiative and all of that. I mean, I don't know if there are other areas that I'm leaving out that maybe you just want to chip in and stuff.
Just like we've been saying, awareness cannot be enough, especially for people. Some people, they naturally they don't like taking loans. You understand? Some part of the country we know they have that belief that it's not allowed to take loan. But I know that once fund or loan is affordable, people will benefit from it. And I think a lot of people should reach out to us, contact us. We can put them through, or they can put plan in place, support them, how they can have their housing. It's easy, irrespective of your location.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we have several products for individual, for workers, for business.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Admission.
Looking at housing deficiency in Nigeria, and then how is it possible that Nigerians are able to finance houses? Talking about mortgages, it's something that we don't have some definite policies, because at least it should be working for Nigerians. Looking at the large housing deficiency in Nigeria, but then you'll be shocked that, like he told us, in so many climes, mortgages come at a single digit, low single digits, and that is the plan, to push it towards that direction, at least coming from their organization, So we're looking at the possibility, what they've done so far, and basically, future plans to enable more and more Nigerians have access to this very package. And you heard the plan is to release 1 trillion naira into the economy so people are able to finance houses. And I feel that's an amazing one. So sorry, you were on a point before we went on the break. You might want to conclude
Yes,
that.
I was talking about series of products that we have in our bank that people can benefit. If you're a civil servant, if you're a business owner, and you want to get house of your choice, you can talk to us, and we can put plan in place so that it will help you.
All right. It's good to know that is available. For me, I think what is most exciting is the fact that anyone can come, and I'm sure you do some sort of assessment before you decide.
Definitely.
Okay. So, yeah. Is there any other area we need to cover? Well, okay, what are some of the risks involved indeed? I need to ask that because it is quite capital intensive, so there must be risk involved.
Yeah, definitely. A typical Nigerian want to borrow money and they don't want to pay
I'm
back.
telling you, I saw this one that they gave them loans for agriculture to pay back. Wahala.
That's a big challenge. It's one of the challenges.
Have you experienced things like that?
It's a normal business thing that we
have.
So we have to put standard structure in place. That's why we do a lot of scrutiny and assessment of loan before we, release any fund. We must know our customer. We must make sure that they have capacity to pay.
Oh yeah.
And so on and so forth. We also have issues like diversion. You understand, when you release fund to to do X, Y, Z.
They
and
now
you are
divert
doing
it to do other
in
things.
another thing when you have, maybe a business opportunity.
Yeah.
Instead of using the fund to handle the house, use it for other things. Yes, the external factors are also there. Inflation rate affecting, not willingly now from the customer, but because there are some other factors that are affecting the purchasing power. So those are the risks and some other
Yeah,
things.
I mean, looking at the way inflation in Nigeria has been in the last couple of years, even though it's maybe a bit stabilized right now, but you never know what happens. Don't you also see that on your own part as quite risky? Because I mean, you're looking at it from the customers now, but for your organization, that risk of things fluctuating, going up, or high inflation rates. I mean, how do you see it from your institution, and then how do you handle that?
We have a template to assess customers.
Okay.
So we check your capacity.
Okay.
To know your affordability. Definitely, if you are earning less than 1 million or somebody is earning 3 million, they won't be able to collect the same amount. Exactly. So those are the parameters that we consider. We want to know your debt to income ratio, so that you'll be able to know where to place you. So irrespective of what is happening in the economy, you still have capacity to pay us.
Okay.
So those are the things that we consider.
All right. I think we've basically had a very interesting conversation this afternoon, except if there's anything else you want to say before I let you go.
Yes, I think I just want to encourage our audience listening to us that they should take advantage of this single-digit product in the market, and it will help them have standard plan. Because you can take a loan for 20 years, 15 years. This is a government initiative, not even individual, that is coming to people. So it will help them. Everybody should believe that they have capacity to be able to pay. I mean, to be able to take this product.
Yeah.
It's not compulsory that you take 100 million. It's not compulsory that you take 80 million.
Yeah.
Just consider what you can conveniently pay.
Yeah.
The bottom line is for you to have your accommodation.
Indeed.
And I also
Very
want to
important.
encourage government to do more in terms of providing funds. We still need more funds. You can see the ratio, the deficit in that sector,
Yeah.
and it's still not encouraging.
Honestly.
So by the time we have funding from government, from CBN, from different platforms, it will help
It will go
our
a long
people
way.
to have accommodation of their job.
Indeed. All right. I've been talking with Mr. Ibawale Oitunde, the Group Head, Strategy and Risk Management, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for enlightening us about what do you call it now? What you are doing,
Exactly.
and also the fact that people are able to access this. I think all they just need to do is just reach out to you guys, and they would get more information. But we'll have a proper conversation when it's probably commercial, so that you can give out all the details. Right now, it's quite restrictive. It's just to enlighten Nigerians and know that look, something like this exists, and they can cash in on that opportunity. Thank you for coming, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate, and thank you to you, Mr. He didn't talk, but he's just there, staying and supporting his boss. We appreciate you guys, and please have a wonderful day.
And you too.
All right, then.
All right.